Hello and welcome to What's Up Stratford. In this special edition, we're going to talk about restaurants and catering and great food in Stratford. Joining me and starting the show is the owner, Trevor Exner of the Black Angus Bakery and Catering. Trevor, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Trevor, you had a long-standing restaurant and then you started in the bakery side of it, I guess, as that started to explode with catering. So tell us how you switched over to that.
Well, it was actually before COVID, in October before COVID. We had the bakery prior to that, and it was getting to the point where our catering business was getting so busy. So we needed to kind of decide if we were going to stay in the restaurant business or if we were going to delve more into the catering business. And we decided to dive more into the catering. So our lease came up for the restaurant, and we ultimately sold the restaurant to Jeff Freeland. And now we're just doing bakery and catering.
Well, let's talk about some of the bakery first, and then we'll flip over to catering. Susan makes some of the most creative cakes I've ever seen. How does she get inspired to do something like that?
Susan is an amazing artist, which in the beginning she was going to take cake decorating courses and that, but I said, why bother? I said, you've already got the talent. You basically have the eye for it. You can make whatever you see and just make it outstanding. So that's basically what she's done.
On the catering side, you have a large kitchen facility, you have staff, you have a truck, you have a trailer. So what's the largest event you've ever done? And tell us about that.
The largest event we ever done was in Woodstock, and it was for 1,000 people. And it was a banquet for, I believe it was Calvary United Church in Woodstock. Yeah, we served 1,000 people in 22 minutes.
That's incredible. Now, I know you have the ability to do these large scale events, but the majority of your things can be either from factory lunches to weddings. What are some of the other events that you like to specialize in?
We do everything from street festivals. So we do car shows. We do like garlic festivals. We do Heritage Festival in St. Mary's. We do all sorts of like fall fairs and events like that.
And a lot of things, because I know you really specialize in knowing your farmers and knowing your food, where it's coming from. So how does that translate into what you're doing for your guests and your clients?
Well, back originally when I bought the restaurant, it was the problem with the mad cow disease, where I was worried. It's like, okay, I bought a beef restaurant and all of a sudden now we're having problems with beef. And I thought, oh, I better be careful with how much beef I order. The beef never really got affected because everybody knew that we deal with Youngblood Meats in Hickson, and it's like 11 minutes away from the restaurant. So everything was local, which we're still using today. So basically, we're using local. We know basically how the animals are raised and how everything is taken care of. And that's why our quality remains the same, because we're dealing with the same local suppliers that offer the great quality.
And how do you, doing these, I know you can do events from 10 people, 50 people, and we've obviously talked about 1,000 people. How do you connect with people in terms of their sensitivities, like gluten-free and that? How do you switch around and that kind of stuff?
We basically, like I say to people, just as long as we know prior to the event what your dietary needs are, we can accommodate. We make gluten-free bread, we make gluten-free pies, we make a whole selection of gluten-free items at the bakery to accommodate. On the other hand, too, we also make dairy-free items. So we make dairy-free cakes, we can make dairy-free anything. So just as long as we know, we can prepare for it, which is great for weddings. We've already had weddings where it's like we've had 3 different kinds of cake, where you've got the gluten-free, the dairy-free, and then you've also got the normal cake, so that it accommodates everybody.
Well, if you need any testing, let me know. Okay, and the final thoughts are the bakery itself. You do a lot of, I would call prepared meals that people can bring home. So tell us just about that side of it, that you've allowed that flexibility for people.
So anything people are looking for, we can basically make up. So if it's larger portions or smaller portions, we can make it and accommodate it for you. Like I said before about the gluten-free items, not a problem. Or lasagnas for a family of 4, or lasagnas for a family of 12, big or small, we cater it all.
And Trevor, thanks for joining me. 20 years of success in the restaurant industry. I know it's grandparents, parents' recipes, and everything's homemade. And as you've just mentioned, you can do large scale or small scale, and everything can be client specific as well and customized. So thank you, Trevor. Best wishes for continued success.
Thanks for having me.
Coming up next, we're going to talk to Larry at Patso.